Gary, we head to Wycombe Wanderers this weekend. I mean, last Saturday is a great game to go into that one. The momentum from that one, a much improved performance, a performance that deserves 3 points. And it's just felt like it's lifted the whole mood around the place.
Yeah, I think it was. I think the Port Vale game wasn't great, but I think before that we had actually been performing really well and not getting the points we deserve. And at those moments, I think it's crucial that as a club we understand why we're not getting those results, and we stick to the principles that we believe in, and we stay together in those moments. And I think the players were really good, and the staff. I think we treat defeat with a real development mind. I think we analyse the game. I don't think there is occasions of throwing the odd teacup, but I don't think we are that type of staff where, you know, we berate the players and we go after the players. We always look at ourselves and we see how we can be better, but we then try and relay that to the players. And, you know, those moments against Shrewsbury and Burton, even Port Vale in periods where, you know, we could be better, that was what we worked on. And I think it was clear right from the outset that there was a real intent in how we attacked. We had far more bodies in the box, we put far more crosses in the box, and we created loads more opportunities from that. And being the perfectionist that I am, I think we could have scored more goals. And again, I said it after the game that when we win, we don't all come in and start high-fiving each other on a Monday morning and saying we're great. We look at the game and we say there is areas of that game where we can improve, we can be better, and we can actually attack with even more quality and create even more opportunities and score even more goals. So there's always an aspect of what's next, what can we do more, how can we be better even when we win football matches. And like I said, I think the players have taken that on board in difficult moments, but also in good moments as well. So we're fully ready again for the challenge of Wycombe, and like you say, in a really good place from that result.
Something that we saw had been worked on is deliveries into the area. We posted a clip on our social media this week from the training before that Cambridge game of a cross into the box and delivered and scored at the back post. It was a carbon copy of what we saw Sweens and Archie Collins do on the pitch. It must be really pleasing when you see something that you work on in training, when you see a carbon copy of it coming to fruition on the pitch. Yeah,
that is amazing. It doesn't happen all the time. We work on things every day, every week. You've seen today the different aspects of preparation for Wycombe and how we try and affect the players. And I think the big thing for last week was on Tuesday we did a drill that physically was too much, if we're being honest, when we analysed the data after. But the reason for doing it was we wanted to affect the players mentally and how they attack the box and the speed at which they attack, the aggression with which they attack, and that will lead to more goals. And then when the cross came in and we see, you know, Josh Key ahead of the ball as a wing back, Demi Mitchell in the middle of the box as a wing back, 2 midfielders plus the number 9 in the box, then it gives us, you know, real satisfaction from the work that we did and how that affected the players and how they took that onto the pitch. And there was other opportunities, even the goal that we should have had before half time, where there's a shot from Archie Collins and Noms is backing it up, Demi Mitchell's backing it up, Stano's backing it up. You know, there was a real intent to get bodies in the box, and that was a real pleasing aspect because that was the main theme of last week.
Wycombe are a side, I think there's perception of the style of football that they play, which isn't necessarily true. Just on the fringes of the playoffs, on a very good run, but they're going through a period of transition at the moment with Gareth Ainsworth leaving and Matt Bloomfield coming in. What kind of game are you expecting from Wycombe this weekend?
A really difficult game. I think they have had an environment and a culture at that football club for a long period of time that is, they compete with anyone. They will, you know, put their bodies on the line. They will give absolutely everything. They will work hard. We have to match that and go beyond that. And then we have to impose ourselves. I think no matter what style of play you have as a football club, it's important that you bring that on the day. So we have to match them, like I said, and try and even go better than that. But then, like we did at Burton, we have to have that bravery to get the ball down, to play in the right areas, to attack the box with real intent, and play our game. But make no mistake, we know that we will be in for a really, really tough physical football match, and we will be ready for that.
I want to talk about Jay Stansfield and the impact he's had, particularly against Cambridge. I know he's desperate for a goal at the moment, but his game that we saw against Cambridge is so much more than about that. The space that he has created on the field in that game, and the way he set up the ball for chances. I know he's desperate for a goal, but like I said, he can cause defences real issues, can't he?
Yeah, I think Stano, he's a manager's dream. I think I've said it before. He's not only just a goal scorer, he provides goals, he works hard for the team, he defends from the front. He's a fantastic character to have around the place. He's always smiling. He's always the first in this building, and he's one of the latest to leave. And he's an absolute joy to work with. And I keep saying to him, I don't care if you don't score goals. If you keep playing the way you're playing and you keep providing what you provide, the goals will come. You have to, understand that the more he goes looking for them and the more he tries, the harder it becomes. He has to let it happen. And I think he's in a really good place at the moment. He's playing well and he's ready to do whatever it takes to support the team, and that's what we need from every player.
I think we're looking at about 600, maybe just over that, fans travelling to Wycombe this weekend. Through thick and thin this season, and we've been on bad runs, the fans have really stuck with us, and that's another excellent turnout for an away game. It's not close either. Well, nothing is.
Where is Wycombe?
between London and Oxford on the M40.
So what is that, 3 hours?
Yeah.
I'm always, every week I'm like, where are we going now? How far is it? What direction of the country are we going? So Wycombe, is that North London, kind of? North?
Buckinghamshire.
Yeah, that's made it even worse.
Near Oxford, there you go.
It's a long trip. I think I've said this before, wherever we go is a long trip. Any away game is a long one, and the supporters always travel. They travel in numbers, they travel in voice. Even when we have a difficult result at Port Vale, they're there at the end, they're clapping the players off, and that support will never be taken for granted, and it's very much appreciated.
Finally, here's a curveball for you. Today's World Book Day. What have you been reading lately?
Not much. I've actually got a big box with books in my office. I gave Kev Andre Agassi's autobiography today called Open. We were talking about it last night, and it was fortunately in the box. Recently I gave Sween's Atomic Habits, a book I read recently that I thought was brilliant, and I've gave Stano The Surrender Experiment, which was a bit far out I think for him, but he's 14 pages in at the moment, so he's doing well.
What's that one about?
Oh, it's too deep to get into in this chat. It's a really, really good book.
But just on that quickly, I mean, it's important for anyone in a sporting environment, the stresses of football, taking time out to read and relax, and it's important that we all do a bit of reading every now and then.
It is, yeah. The problem for me is I read about football or leadership, or what I read and what I want to kind of learn from is actually part of my job. But I do think it's a really good thing to kind of take your mind off the actual day-to-day of work, and it's a good way to relax. And without doubt, for kids, I think it's something that we should encourage more. I mean, my kids are terrible. They don't read as much as they should, but I always try and encourage them to read books, because it's a brilliant way not only to relax but to learn, to find out information, and to increase your knowledge. So yeah, I need to get a book and start reading it soon.